In this video, you'll learn how to make a data entry form in Excel like this, where you can add values, checkboxes, dropdowns, and even pop-ups depending on your answer. Once you click submit, all of the results will get collected in a new sheet like this. There's really just 4 main steps to this. Firstly is formatting the Excel sheet to look like a form. Secondly is creating a new sheet to host all our results. Thirdly is automating the whole process. And finally, we'll protect the submission form so other people can't break it. Starting with the formatting, and over here you can see there's the Excel file, which right now just has a few entries of the things we would like people to write. Let's suppose that this is for a big tech conference and we want to monitor who's going to be coming. And you can download this exact same start file if you want to follow along in the video description. Alright, so over here, let's try to format this a bit nicer. So this top part, I'm gonna make it in dark blue, and I'm just gonna pick a custom color. For me, that's gonna be 073673, but feel free to pick a different one if you want. Then I'm just gonna choose a white here. Let's suppose that we're working with Microsoft for this conference, so maybe we can add their logo. For that, we can go over to Insert, Pictures, and place over cells. We want it from this device, and you can download it obviously from the internet if you wanna find their logo as well. I'm just gonna put it over here and resize it. Logo's looking good, and now we wanna work on these parts just so it's more obvious for people to know where exactly they need to put their first name or their last name. So for this, we're gonna color it in a light gray, like this one over here. And let's also add borders all around so it looks something like this. Now that we have the formatting for one, we can just copy and paste it across all of the other areas that we think will need this. So the entry time, we'll omit that one for now, sandwich, drink, and dietary restrictions as well. For the entry time, we would like to create some kind of checkbox that says morning or evening, so we can choose one or the other. And for this, we'll head over to the developer tab. If you can't find it, just go to any other tab, right click on this top part here, and go to customize the ribbon. From here, you'll see this pop-up, and you wanna go over to where it says developer, and tick on that on the right hand side and click on OK. Once you do that, you should be able to see it. And from here, we want to go to Insert, and we'll click on this dot right here called the Option button. And we want to add 2 of these. So one is going to be for the morning option, let's say, and another for the evening. So we can just call this one morning. And let me right click on that so we can select it. And I'm going to stretch it out a bit and just duplicate it with Control D. Then we're gonna have the evening option as well. Nice, so you can see we have a morning and an evening. Let me quickly reformat these just by selecting both of them with the Control key, and I'm going to align them to the top. So over here, I'm gonna go to align to the top. Nice, so we now have the checkbox, and the next step is going to be creating a drop-down for the dietary restrictions. We don't really want people saying it depends or something like that, so just a yes or no. For that, we can head over to the data tab over here and click on this tick mark, which is the data validation. What do we want? Well, we want to create a list that simply says yes, comma, or no. So those are the 2 options. Separate them with a comma there and click on OK. Now you'll see we get this drop down and we have the yes option or the no option as well. We can copy the same format to this one and this one for sandwich and drink as well. That said, with these restrictions, if it's a yes, we need to know exactly what their allergy or their restriction is. So right below it, we could add some kind of condition that says that if, hit the tab key there, this says yes. So if this is equals to, in quotations, yes, close the quotations, comma, then we want it to say some kind of message. We can put that in quotations and say something like, please contact info@ms.com with details, close the quotations, comma, and if it's false, meaning it doesn't say yes, then we don't want it to say anything. So we'll close those quotations, close up parenthesis and hit enter. Now we could change this to a red color. And let's say we also want to italicize it and make it a bit smaller. It looks something like that. And so now if I change this to no, there is obviously nothing that shows up. But if there is an allergy or something like that, then they need to give further details here. Finally, we're just missing the submit button, which we'll work on later. But before that, we should get rid of some of these grid lines. which we can do by going to the View tab and clicking on Grid Lines. Also, let's separate this form a bit more from the rest of the Excel file, which we can do just by selecting it. Let me add a bit of margin on the bottom for the actual Submit button. And what we want to do here is head over to the Home tab, add a border, and for everything surrounding it, maybe we should change the color to something like a gray, like so. Same thing up over here, on this side as well, and all the way on the bottom too. This way, Control Shift down, Control Shift right there, and I'm just gonna add a gray border. And you can see there that it's a lot more obvious where the submission form is. That's part one done. And secondly, we have the results table. For this, we're gonna create a new sheet. Let's go ahead and name this first one something like the form. Hit enter, and the second one is going to be the data. Hit enter again. And over here, what we want to do is first, we're gonna list out all of the different entries that we have available. So the first one is the first name, then we have the last name and so forth. So let me fast forward that. So you can see I've listed all of the headers down here, and right next to them, we just wanna link their answers. So this one is the first name, then we've got the last name and so forth. I'm gonna fast forward that too. For the entry time over here, it gets a bit more complicated. That's because the answer is not that clear. Instead, it's a checkbox. So what we want to do is select on any of these checkboxes, right click, and go to Format Control. Here, when checked, we want to link a specific cell, which is going to be the one right next to the answer itself. So over here to the side. Now I'm going to click on OK. You'll notice that we get a 1 there. And when it's evening and I tick on that, it switches to a 2. So the idea is that we can create a simple if statement, hit the if, and then if this figure over here is equals to a 2, comma, then it's going to be an evening that's being ticked right now, comma, and if not, it's going to be a morning that's being ticked. Close those quotations, close up parenthesis, and hit enter. So right now it's evening, but I switch this and it's gonna be number 1, meaning morning. This side is looking great, and don't worry that it's right below the form, as we'll hide this later. For now, we're just gonna select all of these headers, Control C, and we're gonna paste them over here to the side. But we don't just wanna paste them, instead we want to go to Paste Special. We'll paste them as values, and more importantly, we want to transpose them, which is gonna switch them from going vertically to going horizontally. Click on OK. You can see what that looks like there. I'm also gonna change the colors to the blue and the white font as well. And to space this out better, I'm gonna go to Alt-H-O-I. That's the same thing as going to Format and auto-fitting the column width there. So these two tabs are looking good, and we're gonna create a third one that's gonna be called something like Row. Hit enter there, and I'm just gonna zoom it in a bit more. You'll learn why we need this one later when we automate this. Moving to the third part, where everything is going to come alive through automation, we're going to be using macros, which are essentially a pre-recorded set of steps that we're going to tell Excel to memorize. So we can click on a button and it's going to do it automatically every time. And don't worry, we're not going to be programming or anything like that for this. So let's take a look, and I'm back on this first form sheet. You can see I've added some very basic values. Feel free to do the same, and to get started, we'll head over to the Developer tab, and here we're gonna click on Record Macro. In this pop-up, let's go ahead and name it whatever we want. Let me just call it Automate for now. It's fine in this workbook, and I'm gonna click on OK. Now you can see it's already recording up here, and we can get started with the steps. The first one is gonna be to take all of the answers that we currently have from down here, Control C to copy those, and we're gonna go over to the Row tab. Here we wanna paste them across to the side, so we're gonna do right click, go to Paste Special, and then here we wanna paste these as values, and we also want to transpose them. Click on OK there. You can see we have all the answers well aligned. We're gonna hit on Control C, and we'll head over to the Data tab. Once we're over here as our first entry, we're gonna wanna go to the Home tab, and all the way to the right, we'll go to Insert, Insert Copied Cells. And this is a really important step. We wanna hit on Shift Cells Down, click on OK there. And so whenever we get a new entry, it's not gonna delete the previous one, Instead, it's just gonna take it one down. Now we can go back to the Form tab here, and we want to delete all of the current entries. So we can just select those and delete them like so. And same thing over here to the side. Once we've done that, we can just go back to the start here, go to the Developer tab and turn off that recording. Awesome. So we've just recorded this whole sequence, but now we need to tell Excel how exactly to run it. And for this, we're gonna create a button on the bottom. So under the Developer tab again, go to Insert and select a button. We're just gonna extend that over here towards the bottom. And now you'll see that you'll get a button like this that it asks where to assign this macro to. It's the automate one, which I spelled incorrectly here. We can just select that and click on OK. So now whenever we click on this button, it's gonna automate this whole process. But first, let me rename this to something like submit. And now we can just add a few values. Let me fast forward that. And once the values are all in, we can just click on submit there. And if we go over to the data tab, you'll see that we have his whole entry as well. So we have bills here and mics as well, which we added earlier. That's gone one down. Going back to the form sheet over here, one thing we want to do is hide this whole area. And we can do that very simply by going to this color and matching it to the background color like so. Now no one's gonna suspect there's anything below. Awesome. The final step for us would be to protect this sheet and to save it in a special Excel format. But before we do that, if you're impressed with this Excel macro, this is really just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what macros and more specifically VBA can do in Excel. If you want to learn how to automate even further, check out our Excel VBA and macros for business automation course. If you're looking to automate data analysis tasks, financial reporting, and spreadsheet formatting, learning VBA is going to be a game changer for your office productivity. In the course, you'll learn fundamentals such as object properties, methods, and variables. Once you get a feel for the basics, we'll introduce more dynamic features like conditional statements, looping functions, and data arrays. With this knowledge, you'll be able to perform a whole string of common spreadsheet tasks like auto-generating pivot tables, formatting charts, building interactive input boxes, and more. So if you want to save hours of time in your future tedious office tasks, check out the link in the description below. Moving on to part 4, and right now with the form over here, people can change this from first name to something like hello, and all of a sudden the whole form doesn't make sense anymore. So to prevent that from happening, first I'll press Ctrl Z to go back, and we want to protect these cells. So we want to select all of the ones in gray right now, so it's gonna be all of these over here. And once we have these selected, we want to go over under Home, Format. First, untick on this lock cell, and secondly, go back in there and click on Protect Sheet. Now I can add a password in here. Let me just quickly do that and click on OK. I'm just gonna enter the password so we can proceed. And as the first name, if someone wants to come in and change it to, let's say, Nike, then you'll notice they're not able to do so. However, if they want to add something like their first name, I'm just gonna put Bill in here, hit enter. You'll see they're able to add that. And they're even able to click on submit, and the data fully comes in here. Obviously there's zeros right now because we didn't add any data inside. One thing I did want to note is that I haven't been able to unprotect these for the entry time because they're a bit awkward in that they're not a cell, but rather they're some kind of a button. It's not that easy to take them on or off with the protected cells option. So if you wanted to work around this, you could just create a drop down for the morning and the evening instead of creating these two checkboxes. Let me know down in the comments if you have a solution for this one. Because we've been working with macros, we want to save this as a macro-enabled workbook. So we can go to File, Save As. The shortcut is just going to F12. And from here, I'm gonna change this from an Excel workbook to an Excel macro-enabled workbook, and we're all good to go. Speaking of automation, if you want to learn how to automate invoices in Excel, check out this video over here or take our Excel VBA and macros course over here. Hit the like and the subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.